Welcome back to episode 21 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. Preseason for our 5th season is starting and we also need to improve our first team with transfers. Today we are gonna be starting in the season preview to get a good idea of where we are probably in strength compared to the other teams. And as we can see, Viz, our affiliate, is also in here. I don't know if we are gonna get our link cancelled because of that. Normally you would do that in England at least, and also Denmark, but I'm not sure about Portugal. But yeah, this is in here, so they got relegated down to this division where we got promoted. And look at that, we were 12 in odds. We are mid-table. I cannot believe it. That's not normal. That is not normal in Football Manager. It's just not normal at all. But yeah, okay, that's pretty good. I mean, that is actually really good. I'm a lot more comfortable saying that we are probably not getting relegated now, because I was not comfortable going up again back to back. But now, seeing this, that might mean we are okay. We are going over to the spreadsheet again because with that knowledge, I am also kind of changing some of my beliefs around transfers, and I also went through all of my players again to look what we actually needed. So there is definitely something to be said here. Now, we don't have the statistics in here anymore because it is a new season beginning now, so we only got the average attributes to go by, but that's fine. So first off, the goalkeeper here, I think that's fine. We could get a new goalkeeper, but we don't specifically need a new one. Roberto is fine. Giordano is probably second option right now. Palmeirao might go out on loan, but we also have Santos in there. I mean, if Roberto is getting injured, we probably have a problem. So if we could find someone better than Roberto, I would probably take it, but it's not necessary. Fullback left area, we are absolutely fine here. Vilhak is first choice, Silva maybe second choice, Faitiu maybe third choice or maybe second choice as well. So perfectly fine over here. Same goes for the other side. We are perfectly fine in this area as well. Hopfer, Regis, and also Faitiu could go over here and play on the right hand side as an inverted wingback. So we are perfect in those two spots. Central defenders is an interesting one. I think we're actually good. We got Inikai Rodriguez, a youngster who actually got some pretty decent attributes. He might step up. So we got Rodriguez, we got Reis, Rafael, maybe Revier, and also Pinto. So we got like 4 or 5 central defenders, which all of them seems to be around the same level. So I think we're okay. We could get better, but we don't need to. Defensive midfielders. This is actually why we are in here, because this is going to be interesting. We do have our new guy, and he's probably going to be played as a defensive midfielder, Marcelinho. Or Marcelinho? Marcelinho is probably how you pronounce it, Marcelinho. But Pinto is moving down as a central defender, more than likely. So where is the other players that we need to play here? Well, we are gonna take most of them from the midfield, right? Actually, all of them. Now, I do also probably could see Rafael go up and play as a defensive midfielder, so he could be the backup to Marcelinho. That could be a thing. Now, the other side, where we have a Volante, because we're playing with double DMs, so the other side, where we are playing with Volante, I actually checked up on this. Otavio Enrique is perfect. He's just straight up perfect for that role. So he's definitely going to be starting in there, or second option. It depends on who is going to be playing better, because the other option who can play there is Vieira. Yeah? We haven't even seen him, but he is also very good as a segunda. So and even then, also as a defensive midfielder. So we don't really need more defensive midfielders. We already got them. We just need to, make sure that we have them in the right spot. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So defensive midfielders, we probably don't need more. I thought we needed 2 more defensive midfielders, but no, we are probably fine. Another interesting one is the midfielders on the right-hand side, because it doesn't look like we got any options here, or don't really have a lot of good options. So I don't think any of the guys over here is actually any of those that I think we're gonna sell all of those in here. But we do have a very attacking-minded Pinguinha who is coming. We just got. He's 7.28 in average attributes. I don't know if he's first choice, but he's definitely gonna be playing down here this season. Now, here comes the other funny part. We got more midfielders that can be used to something else, because we do have Gonçalves, who is actually not a bad midfielder. I think Gonçalves might be playing over here as a first choice, or second choice, as a white midfield. I haven't played it a lot, but white midfielder might be a thing in this system, so we could play him on a white midfielder role on the right-hand side here. Or we also have Saulo. who could also play as a wide midfielder on the right. They're very similar, Gonçalves and Saulu. Both of them could be playing over there, and then all of a sudden we have 3 half-decent players on the right-hand side. In the AML role, or the inverted winger role, that is more interesting in the negatives, because Imbalo, yeah, he's 8.02 in average rating, but he didn't really show average attribute, sorry, but he didn't really show anything too good last season, so I'm a bit worried about him. Sambo, the new player, he's, again, we don't really know what we're gonna get there, and then we are probably also looking at maybe the best option. It's in the AMC role here, Vitor Hugo, who could play as an inverted winger. He's actually probably the best of the lot to play inverted winger, so we might have Hugo as the first choice over there right now. But it is definitely an area where we could maybe get a better player right now. That's probably the area right now I'm thinking, out of the ones we just got through, that we are most likely to find something, that we could get something where it could be better. And then the strikers, right, so strikers is probably an area where we do want to sign at least one more player. Now don't get me wrong, De Paula and Jørgensen, perfectly fine as the first and second choice in there, in the target forward and the advanced forward role. But after that, I don't know where we are standing. I don't think Lindo is gonna be good enough. He might look okay, but I'm not sure he fits the roles. Again, I'm not too sure about it. Maybe it's gonna be okay. I think Gaubert is probably third choice right now to me. I think Gaubert is probably third choice. Yeah, he could be an okay advanced forward, I think, instead of Jørgensen if Jørgensen is getting injured. But I do think we need a backup to De Paulo in the target forward role. So with all of that, it's basically only maybe 1 or 2 players we need to sign. It's not a whole lot. I think we're okay. First friendly is done and dusted, a 3-0 victory against Benfica B, and that is, yeah, I mean, tactically everything went pretty well here. A quick look here in the heat map and the average possessions. It's looking kind of interesting. It was a 50-50 game in terms of possession. So we have our 2 central defenders fairly far back. They are not playing as ball-playing defenders, that's for sure, because they would have pushed further up. Then we have the inverted wingback who is pushing in a little bit, allowing the Vieira here, the Volante, going really far up. He's basically pushing him up there. Then we have the winger out here, so it's basically a 2-2-3-3 offset or asymmetric. So yeah, the inside forward over here also pushing in really high in here. So the wingback is fairly alone in the world out there, but he was actually part of the game quite a lot, because this central midfielder here, he's dropping deep, receiving the ball, putting it out to the wingback, and yeah, it just works. Right now it seems like it seems like it's just working here. If we're putting the combined passing map on here, you can probably see what I'm saying. We have so when they receive the ball, they often go back. They go back to receive the ball. Pretty much every one of them is going back to receive the ball. So yeah, it's the only one that didn't really connect too well up with the rest. It was probably number 9 here, our target forward. He didn't really, it was not really part of the game, to be honest. But then again, there might be something we can do there. But I don't really want him to take up space where the central midfielder should be, or the inside forward. So he is actually more the front figure rather than the advanced forward, because Jørgensen, he's definitely coming back to receive it out here wide. 19 times he was in the pass combination here with the wingback or the central midfield, Volante actually. So yeah, the target forward might need a little bit of a tweak, but otherwise it looks really solid. Also, a little interesting thing here in this game is that I played actually only 2 of what I would consider the starting 11, which is Jørgensen and Roberto. The rest, more rotational options right now, but that's the case for the friendlies here. It's all up for grabs. It's all up for grabs. And someone like Sambo here with 3 key passes, 3 clear-cut chances, and 2 assists. Well, he took his chances, that's for sure. We are selling Otavio Enrique for the net sum of £225,000. Yes, pretty good deal for us, because we also get him back on loan. So we do have him for the season, because I am planning on using him as the Segunda Volante. So I feel like this is, yeah, I mean, this is basically a no-brainer for me. I mean, that's a lot of money, and getting a loan back, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this deal. Absolutely, let's accept it. Another friendly is completed, a 3-0 victory against Porto B team. Really good. Again, nothing really to complain about tactically, but we have seen that before in the friendlies, and then when we get into a season, it doesn't really give the same picture. So Yeah, we'll see about that. But I mean, the players are doing fine, so that's good. Gonçalves with 6 key passes and 2 assists here on the winger. I guess he is more of a winger than he is a midfielder or something. I don't know, but definitely really nice, and a lot of players are doing well here. I did the same thing. Didn't really play anyone but Roberto in there as a normal starter. Maybe Gonçalves as well now. I'm not too sure about it. But other than that, it's basically, you know, the players that I would consider probably second or third choice. Rafael is going to be sold for 160k. Yes, another one is going to be sold. So we probably need something in the central defense and probably also an extra defensive midfielder because he was covering in both of those places. Yeah, I guess we'll see what we find. Another friendly is over. This time it is a 7-1 against our parent club Viz, and they're gonna play in the same league as us. So that is pretty much just solidifying the tactic, I would say. We're definitely moving forward with that. That's 100% now. Couple of other interesting things beside a lot of goals here is that I also, well, Di Paula, player of the match, right? He just smashed it, and that is also just him solidifying that he's gonna probably be starting in as a target forward. But there was a couple of other interesting things. I actually played, to begin with, a winger that I have on trial, and we know a little bit more about him now, but yeah, still too early to say if he's gonna be a thing, but he is an AMR, and I don't know if he can play on the, you know, midfielder right position, but it seems like so because he did get 7.2 in rating here, did get an assist as well, so maybe so. And even more interesting is also that I have a striker on trial, this guy who also scored 2 goals, Albanian. That could also be a thing. It does look like that he's a fickle character and also is injury prone, so I'm probably not gonna sign him, unfortunately. Well, it is what it is, but still, what a great game here against Viz. Slightly out of the blue, we have also sold Edir for 67k. Yeah, I mean 67k, and he wasn't really part of my first team kind of ideas. So yeah, I actually wanted to loan him out, but someone came in for him and they actually offered 67k. Well, actually, it was way lower, and I got it up to 67k, and I was like, sure. The board actually just confirmed the deal directly for some reason. I don't actually know why they have agreed to whatever, added to the trend. I don't know why they actually just completed it by themselves, because I didn't have the chance. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's okay. And yeah, I mean, we actually have quite a few money coming in from transfers, which is nice. That's the first time we have that. I don't know how much it is so far. Can we see it in here actually? Transfer history. We got 300k, right? Transfers out, 300k. That's pretty good, but that's not all. We also have from last season 74, but that was, yeah, some of it was actually for this season it's basically 300k. We have used 28 so far, which is not a whole lot. Penguinhar actually cost us 12.5, but that's not really massive. But we definitely still looking for a couple of players to replace the ones that we have lost. Well, not really the ones that we have lost, just, you know, in spot that we need them. Fourth friendly was a pretty boring, well, I wouldn't call it boring, but yeah, it's a draw. A 0-0 draw against SLB, the B team of SLB. Probably one of the best teams in our league, so I would say this is not a bad performance actually. And not too surprising, player of the match was their goalkeeper. He was keeping them alive. But look at those, yeah, those numbers are quite big compared to ours. So they definitely got some pretty good players. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this one. We got a signing, and it is not what I thought it would be. I'm actually signing a goalkeeper, and he is probably the backup goalkeeper for this season. Let's just accept it here, and let's go in and check him out. Andre Lopez. He's probably not quite as good as our current goalkeeper, but he's not far from it. Roberto here, right? He is not far from it. He is a little bit better shot stopper, also a little bit more physical. But everything else, yeah, well, Roberto still got him beaten. But I think he's gonna be a very, very good backup goalkeeper to have. And he cost me absolutely nothing. He's very cheap in wages as well, so I think it's a good deal. Alrighty, here we go. We got a massive signing going on here. Now, this is gonna cost us quite a few bucks, or pounds. 90 pounds, 90,000 pounds is this gonna cost us. And he is a, yeah, 550 pounds as well per month. That is, or per week, sorry, not month. Star player. So you know he's gonna be good. He got a promotion wage rise, which is never good to see, but he wanted that in. It's a bit of a gamble, this one, I would say. It's slightly. I don't gamble very often. I know he's good, but I'm not sure if... I don't really know. Anyway, let's go look at him. So this guy is very good. He's a very good central defender, right? He got one weakness. And only one, and that is his heading is only 8. His pace and acceleration is also, you know, questionable with 9 and 10, but he do have the agility, the balance of 15 and strength of 14. He's just a very good, you know, central defender. He's not very quick or anything, but oh man, he's pretty much perfect in all other aspects, right? Concentration and composure is a little bit low as well. He's a driven character. He could still develop quite a bit. He got 18 in determination. He could absolutely develop a bit. Leadership of 13, work rate and stamina is there. Technique is 13, so you know he's gonna be good on the ball as well. First touch of 9. I mean, passing is only 7, but that doesn't matter when the technique is 13. So I feel like this is a this would be a star signing. He would be in there with Pinto or Rice. Like he would be in there as the starter, 100%. And I think we are gonna do it. I think it's a fair price of 90k here. It's a bit more than I would like to give, but I think this guy could probably make sure that we are not going down next season or this season we're going into. This would pretty much just guarantee it, because actually, did I check up on his injury prone list here, or is he injury prone? I doubt it. Nah, no, he's not. So I feel like this is really good. And I have 2 more in line. I have 2 more signings in line that is similar to this guy, maybe even better. At least one of them. So let's accept it. And yeah, that's good. I mean, our central defenders are pretty much sorted with that. Maybe Pinto is moving up to the defensive midfield again. I don't know. Actually, that's likely gonna happen. We got a youngster, not someone for the first team, but he could be good enough even. So Nildo Caron, a breakthrough prospect on 110 wages, extremely cheap, 17 years old, lovely. So yeah, another central defender, and I think he looks fairly decent. There's not really anything wrong with him per se. Yeah, it's just he's pretty close to first team football, I would say. And also he could play fullback from time to time. So I think he's gonna be in the under 19s, but he could be. I mean, he's only 17, so in a year's time, maybe 2. He could actually break into the first team. The last friendly is done and dusted for the preseason. Unfortunately a loss, but the difficulty only went up and up and up every time we played another friendly. This one, MRT, they are in the Premier League, so a 1-0 for them. Well, it is what it is. They control the game entirely here. Way better players than ours, of course. We just take a quick look at someone here, their central defender. Obviously better than any of our central defenders. Yeah, not unexpected that they win it. I think we did fine when you think about who we're playing here. Probably a mid-team from the Premier Division. So, yeah, I think it's good. We're okay. I mean, tactically, I'm pretty happy. The only thing I wasn't happy about here was probably the wide midfielder. I don't know. I played with wingers in the other ones, and I think I'm going back to winger because the wide midfield doesn't really... It could also just be because we were playing a really good team here. It just didn't seem to be working too well. Just take a look at the starting lane here. Can we get out these passes because it's kind of annoying? I don't know. It just didn't really seem to be working for me. But that might be. It just felt a little bit off. But hey, we'll see. Maybe I'll change it back for a winger in the next game, which is gonna be a league game. We are selling a Mauricio Roballo for 35k. Yeah, I mean, I don't think his attributes were high enough. 20 years old. Yeah, he's gonna be gone. Just take a quick look at him again, but yeah, we are gonna let him go. He got really good acceleration, really good pace, really good agility, but that's also about it. Well, also the flair is really good, and the work rate and the stamina. He's a quite good player, but I'm gonna let him go for this season. He didn't really develop, right? He just didn't develop, and I think we got better choices now. So he's just not well rounded at all. He doesn't have the marking. He doesn't have any tackling. I mean, they don't need that if they're a winger, but I kind of want that. No concentration, no bravery, no leadership, no positioning skills. I mean, he's not a bad player, but I'm kind of sad to see him go because he played really well when he did play, but he was also an injury prone. He didn't really play a whole lot for us. 16 games. That's not a lot. That's not a lot when you're supposed to be the starter. But yeah, there it is. We are gaining quite a few bucks on him, so that's good. Another very interesting signing here, not for the first team, but for the under 19th. It's Arthur from Brazil. He is 110 wages, a breakthrough prospect, and yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals where you're just sitting there wondering, why are they giving him to us? Of course I'm gonna take him. Yes, please. Take a look at him. I mean, he looks fairly good. He only got really a couple of weaknesses in his play here as a 17-year-old, and that is his pace, acceleration, and agility. That's the 3, right? Off the ball is also only 6, but it's not a big concern for me right now. But he just looks very, very good, very promising youngster here. He is also balanced personality. That's also not the greatest, but it's not bad either. There we go. Well, we didn't get him. So the guy I didn't really talk about him, but the guy that I kind of wanted that could have been better than the other central defender we got is this guy Diego Brzezinski. Unfortunately, he went for someone else, but take a look at him. 19 jumping reach, bravery 18. 13 strength. He would be an absolutely nasty beast to deal with in anywhere near the when we are getting corners, right? He would be absolutely disgusting, but nah, we didn't get him, unfortunately. We got another youngster. This one I'm still debating with myself if we should take him. He's called Declaimer, or Declaimer probably. He cost £425 per week. That's a lot for a breakthrough prospect. But he is also half decent. He is half decent. I'm not sure if he would be better than some of our other wingbacks. I haven't actually tried to compare him. Maybe we should do that, because he do have some interesting. He got the work rate, he got the stamina, he's fairly quick. And what else do we want here? We probably want better crossing, but we don't get it. We probably want better tackling and marking on a wingback, or fullback, or whatever he is. He do have a strong left foot, which makes sure that we can actually play him as an inverted wingback if we were to take him this season. Technique 13 is also very, very good. Bravery 17. Yeah, leadership of 14. I mean, there is also teamwork of 12. There's a lot of good things about him, but let's just compare him to maybe our strongest wingback, which is of course Hopfer. Let's check it out. I mean, he's nowhere near Hopfer. Nowhere near Hopfer at all. Like, okay, yeah, he got the speed and physicals over Hopfer, but the vision, the defending, the mentals, the aerial, nope, not even close. Okay, well, let's check out maybe also our second options here, which would be Regis. A bit closer to him, of course, but I still just don't. He's still not quite there, is he? I mean, his technique is a little bit better, his speed is better. Defending, nowhere near it. That's my biggest worry, right? If you have a wingback that can't defend, it's a bit problematic. Especially in a backline of 4. I mean, he's technically more a winger, isn't he? He's definitely more of a winger, but I don't know. I think for £450, I just don't think, or 425 that is. I don't think he's worth it. We could loan him out maybe, but it's just too much of a chance, I think, compared to what we get. So I think for once we're actually gonna just cancel it. I just don't feel like it. So yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just first I okay, that's pretty good. I'll try and get him, and then when I actually get to it, I'm like, nah, not for me. Bill Opara is leaving the club. Is this the first signing we ever did? I think he might be the first signing we have. No, he was at the club because he's 28, so we couldn't have signed him back then. He must have been at the club then. Yeah, so he's the last one. He is the last of the, the originals, basically. He must have been here, 28. Yeah, we couldn't have signed him. No, we couldn't have signed him. So let's accept that, and he is gone for 0 fee. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too surprised about that. But he did pretty well for us in the first couple of seasons, so yeah. I was just about to say that we got another signing, and it is a very good central defender, but he turned 20. That's the first time that actually happened. He turned 20 years old, so we can't get him. That's unfortunate. And he was one of those guys that was very good in the air, jumping reach of 19. Not that we specifically needed another central defender, so it's not the end of the world, but that is the first time it actually happened where I was about to sign someone and they have turned 20. So I did actually, that's the fun part, I actually did delay this, I delayed this signing for 1 week because there was another one I would rather get, the one that I was showing you before. But that didn't go through, and now I'm sitting here, dang, now I didn't get any of them. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. We do have decent central defenders already. Valentin Bonifacio is gonna be a sold player. 120k. I am perfectly fine with that. I mean, we are definitely selling more than we are buying this summer transfer, that's for sure. But I'm okay with that. We are definitely turning a big profit here for the club, and we can probably invest in, I don't know, maybe training grounds or something like that. So that's good. Or just more better players, basically. More Brazilians, more Portuguese players, more everything, right? We're just turning a profit here right now, which is fine. That is also what we were looking for, turning a profit on these signings. Alrighty, we are getting near, actually we are very near the first match. Actually, it's the day of the match that we are gonna play in the next episode. But I just wanted to update you on a couple of other things here. So the loan deals are looking like this, and I hope that we can get a couple more out on loan, but so far so good. All of them are down in the, well, actually not all of them. Some of them are also in the 3rd division. Igor is in the 3rd division, and Penjero is also in the 3rd division. Rest is in the 4th best division, where we started. So that's pretty good. We still got 2 million in the bank, and we do have 574,000 in transfer budget. And also, well, we are not even using half of our wage budget, so all things considered, I think we're doing a really good job when it comes to the finances. The board seems to be fairly happy with how we are dealing with stuff, except from one thing, and that is selling Edir for some reason, so that's interesting. So what are they expecting? They are expecting a second league top half finish. Wow, okay, that's insane. That's insane that they are expecting us that after we got promoted, but okay. Grow the club's reputation, yeah, delighted with that. Work within the wage budget, they are delighted, absolutely delighted. What about the supporters? Oh yeah, they also love us. Except from our sale of Enrique, yeah, I can get that. I mean, he looked like a very promising player, but we do have him for a loan deal for the rest of the season, so at least we still got him, but only for a season, of course. Already now, our injuries are definitely not as bad as last season, but we do have a couple of really annoying ones that we just got, and probably the most annoying ones is Tressa, our new signing, our new central defender signing. He is out for 2 weeks. That's annoying. Also, Inigai Rodriguez just yesterday got an injury, so 2 of our central defenders are out, and one of them is a major, or severity is major, for 6 weeks. That's not good, but yeah, overall not too bad in the injuries. And if you are wondering how our staff is actually compared to the rest of the league, it is definitely the best one. Maybe except from our medical staff here. That's interesting to see. I also just noticed that we actually lost our chief scout. I didn't actually see that before now, so we probably want to get a new chief scout. But yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, actually I do. There was someone approaching him, and I actually thought he was not gonna leave, but apparently he left anyway without me knowing it. So yeah, we're probably gonna get a new scout soon enough. The team cohesion and the club atmosphere and the managerial support is looking fairly exactly how it did when we started last season as well. It's been the same for a long time now, and it's because we don't really, well, we do have a couple of contrasting personalities, of course, actually quite a few, but they are all good personalities, you know, sort of good personalities, but they're very different, many of them. Team cohesion is poor, and I don't think that's gonna change until we get the hierarchy up and running. I mean, we got both of them up there now, Hopfer and Jürgensen, but we need them higher up in the hierarchy, and also we need some of these guys, someone like Pinto, to step up into the influential players, or whoever got some decent leadership abilities. Alright, so we're back in the spreadsheet. Yeah, I mean, we are not done with the transfers, but I think we just a quick look in here. I have kind of removed all the loan deals, right? All the loan deals that went out of the club, they are not in here. So we only are looking at our own first team squad, and also the under 19th and some of the B team kind of members. So this is kind of what we're working with, and there is a couple of interesting things happening here with the average ratings or average attributes. We don't have the full picture yet. I think what we want to do is probably when we are mid-season, we want to come in here again in the mid-season, 22 games in or something like that. I think there is 34 in this league. So like 22 games in, we probably want to come in here again and see how much it actually changed, because that depends a lot on this total number here. That total number will change depending on how well they're playing. So I think everything is going to change in here later in the season. But right now, it looks like Jørgensen and De Paula is the two best options up there. Imbalo is moved up here. So they actually think now that he is they think he's better in the striker role. I haven't tested that, but that could be true. Maybe false 9. Huh. Interesting. Also, Lindo is in here. So we don't actually have our other guy that I actually played quite a bit. Gaubert here. He's not in there. Gaubert. Okay. But I think Gaubert is probably in front of Lindo, and also in front of Imbalo to that third spot. Or actually as the, you know, the option to play instead of De Paula or Jørgensen. But hey, we do have enough strikers. It's just a question of maybe their qualities, the last 3 of them. I think Jørgensen and Paula is probably fine. AMLs, Sambo, yeah, I mean, maybe. I think it's probably our weak area. I think this might be the weak area. So we got Sambo and we also got Vitor Hugo. I think that's the 2 best options over there. I don't think Chaval is going to be around, and I don't think Miguel is going to be good enough. So yeah, that's kind of the 2 options we have there right now, in my opinion. And if we're taking a look at the midfielders right here, we don't really have any of these guys. I think actually both of them are maybe getting sold right now, especially Murato is getting sold for quite a big number actually, so that's good. I mean, we do have Pinguinhar, who I don't know, we'll see how he does, but he's actually the regular starter over there. So he will be playing down there, and then we of course also got Gonçalves, who I think is gonna be the first choice, and Saulu, who I think is probably gonna be rotational option. I'm not sure about Pinguinhar, how he's gonna fit in over here. Hopefully he's gonna be fine, and hopefully he's gonna be the starter. I don't know, maybe Gonçalves is, we'll see. But I think we got qualities in the midfield right area. I'm not too worried about that one actually. It's probably the second weakest spot, but it's definitely not a direct weakness. Defensive midfielders, well, there is a lot to say here, I would say. On the left hand side, which is the defensive midfielder, is Pinto and Marcelinho. So we got really, really good options in those 2. I'm no worries about those 2 at all. That is gonna be good. Now, in terms of the Segunda, it's still gonna be probably Otavio Enrique and Vieira. So, you know what? I think the defensive midfield is fine. What I've seen in the friendlies was that Vieira and Otavio Enrique both did fine in that Segunda role. So I think it's fine, and with those 2 in there as well, maybe Pinto sometimes needs to go down here, especially in the first couple of games, because we got a couple of injuries on the central defense roles. So yeah, we might see Pinto go down into the central defense to begin with. Yeah, speaking of, let's see what we got here. We got Reis as the first option. Yep, we got Inikai Rodriguez as the second option, and we got Faijo. And I actually just looked at Faijo, and he has a jumping reach of 16. He doesn't have the heading, but he do have the jumping reach and all the other stats to play central defender. So I think he's just a third choice in all 3 spots down here, like fullback left, fullback right, and also central defender. He's gonna get plenty of playing time, this guy, that's for sure. And also Tressa, of course, where we just signed. I think Tressa is probably gonna be better than the other 2, but we'll see. We definitely got plenty of options in central defense, as long as they're injury-free, which is not the case right now. Inikai and also Tressa is injured. But overall, I think we should be fine with that, what we have there. I'm not too worried about that. Fullbacks, well, yeah, I mean, we got on the right-hand side, we got Hopfer, we got Regis, and yeah, I mean, I don't know about these 2. One of them might become a third option, a fourth option, or maybe just loaned out. And we also have Faiju as well over there, so it shouldn't really be a problem with all 3 of them being quite good players. On the left-hand side, we got Avel Haag. We know him from last season. He's really, really good. Then we got a new one, the signing we actually just did here, Arthur. I mean, yeah, maybe he's in front of Silva. Maybe he is in front of Silva. I don't know. It could be. I'm definitely not gonna loan him out because it looks like he could be a better choice than Silva. And we also we do have a couple of other, like Nascimento could play over there, Regis could play over there, of course Faiju could play over there. So we got plenty of options in the fullback areas. But having that Arthur dude coming in and potentially being better than anyone else except from Velhak, it's just another option for us, I suppose. Yeah, goalkeeper area. Well, it's we actually got less options now than we did before. But Roberto is probably the first choice, and either Giordano or Lopez as the second or third choice. I think that's and I don't think that's gonna change. I think Palmeirao is probably gonna go either on loan or sold. But yeah, I guess we're pretty good. So just again, just going through it again here. I like going through it from time to time when I've done a lot of changes, signed a lot of players, and it's just giving me a good picture of where we are standing before the league starts, and that is going to be the next episode. So let's just end this episode where we tend to do it, on the club page, right? And as you can see here, our youth recruitment is really, really good. I haven't actually, I should probably go in on and try and get some better training facilities, because they are lacking a little bit, aren't they? Well, they cost a lot. Don't get me wrong. We are paying like 2 million each year for all the, you know, club stuff around, yeah, training facilities and all of that. So it's not, it's expensive to keep going up here. Estimated value is 3.1 million now. we got two of them in the bank, so that's pretty good. But anyway, guys, I hope you're enjoying it. These transfers, summer, preseason stuff. I loved going through it. It's probably the favorite part. I wouldn't say it's the, I don't know. It all got its charm, and definitely transfers and stuff like that got its charm. I really like the preseason as well. Going through the friendlies, taking a look at a new tactic. It's all fun. It's all fun. Of course, I don't show a lot of the in-game stuff when we're doing this. I don't even ever show that a whole lot, and I don't think I'm gonna change that anyway. So if you're this far into the series, you probably like it that way anyway. So yeah, let's not discuss that. Let's not discuss that. I just hope you're enjoying it, and hopefully I will see you around for the opener for. Is it season 5? Yeah, it's season 5 in the next episode. So yeah, I'll see you around, guys.